Hello everyone, Joel Tadman here from Golf Monthly, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my verdict on the new ShotScope V3 GPS watch. Now I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the ShotScope V2. It was launched 3 years ago. It's a very popular option offering that GPS distances but also the shot tracking functionality as well. But in truth it needed a bit of a makeover because it was quite large and chunky on your wrist, and that's what ShotScope have done with this new version. It's actually 60% smaller than the previous one, so you can see here it is much more compact on your wrist, has more of an Apple Watch feel about it, which I really like. So I'm going to talk you through exactly kind of the unboxing process, what you get for your money, and then the user experience from start to finish, because I have been using this ShotScope V3. I think I've logged 5 rounds with it now, so I'm pretty well qualified to kind of talk to you about exactly how it works. So you take it out of the box and you'll get 16 tags included in the package. You've got them here, you can see here, they're all clearly labelled. And this is the part of the package that allows you to track shots seamlessly. So what you have to do is you have to take them out and screw them into the tops of all your grips. It does take a bit of time and it is quite fiddly to do that. It's quite stiff to get them in the tops of your grips. You have to have quite a strong wrist to do it. But once you've done that, there's some other pairing kind of processes you need to go through with the free ShotScope app. It's actually quite easy to do, it's really clear. So you get to the course, and the first thing I would say is that it does take quite a long time to detect the course that you're on. I would say it takes at least a good minute or so, but then once you've found it, you prick the select button and instantly the yardages to the first hole will appear. And then you're looking at the home screen there, it's got the middle distance bigger at the top. The colour screen definitely helps the readability of the numbers on it. You've got the whole number, the par, and then you navigate through the different features using the 4 buttons in each corner. So if you want to see the hazards that are upcoming, you click the top right and it will tell you the distances to reach and carry the hazards. And for me, that's really important, and a lot of GPS devices actually don't do that. They just give you one number and it can be unclear as to what that number is referring to. So to have the distances to reach and carry really does help you understand which club you need to stay short of them and which club you can hit to get over them. So that's really easy to do. Go back, you're back onto your distances. If you have hit a particularly bad shot, there is the option to add a penalty shot, maybe a lost ball, using the functionality on the watch, and that will save you time after your round, which we'll come on to in a second. Once you're wearing the watch out on the course, you don't really need to do a whole lot with it because it will track the shots automatically, so you don't need to do anything manually to do that. Obviously, if you want to press the buttons to gain access to those hazard information, you can do that. But the only thing you do need to do is remember to hit the pin collect button when you're getting the ball out of the hole, and that essentially will mark the pin position on the green. So when you're going back to analyse your game, it should automatically detect where the pin is, and that'll give you more up-to-date short game information. I'll admit, the first few times I wore it, I did forget to do it on the first few holes, and I had to kind of run back to the green to make sure you got it done. But once you kind of start incorporating it into your routine, you hold the putt out, you kind of remember, yep, I need to hit the pin collect button, and it really doesn't take much time at all, literally. Just as you're taking the ball out of the hole, press that top right button, it will already say pin collect, hit the yes, and then you're good to go to the next hole. So once you've done all that, get to the 18th hole, you click end round, and then when you get home or in the clubhouse afterwards, you can sync the watch to your smartphone app, and it'll convert all the data onto your phone app, and then you'll see a map of all the holes that you played and all the different shots that you've hit. And this is where, in theory, the ShotScope V3 should be one of the more unique offerings on the market, because it will give you all that performance analysis data. It will tell you what clubs you hit, how far you hit them. It will tell you, did you miss fairways left and right, what clubs did you get up and down with, all things like that. But the only caveat to that is I've played 5 rounds with this now, and it hasn't detected every single shot on every single round. There's always been some sort of post-round editing that I've needed to do to get more accurate data, and maybe it's just me, I'm quite kind of particular about the detail of my shots. I want to make sure that they're positioned exactly in the right point on the hole so I get the most accurate distance information. And there was a few situations where maybe a shot hadn't been detected. Don't get me wrong, it's very easy to add it on the app, but it does take a bit of time to go through every hole and make sure that all the shots were detected in the right place and every club is correct. I'd say less than a handful of shots per round were needed editing, so actually it doesn't actually take that much time to do, but nonetheless there is some post-round editing that is required. But for context, I would say that has been the case with other shot tracking systems that I've used. So no system out there is completely flawless. And on the whole, this watch is very easy to use. It's very seamless process in terms of going through on the course and then off the course. And once you do that kind of post-round editing, making sure all the shots are correct, you do have access to some really insightful information about your play. So for me, I found it really interesting to know kind of which club I was better at getting up and down with around the greens. Was it my 50-degree wedge? Was it my 54-degree wedge? Which side of the fairways I was missing on? That's obviously really interesting to me. You know, there's a whole host of data. It's all broken down into 5 different categories, and it really is interesting. You can have a deep dive into each area of your game, find out where your strengths and weaknesses lie, and then you can tailor your improvement program towards those areas, and also obviously see where you excel. The other thing I like about the app itself is that you can compare your performance with other ShotScope users of the same handicap. So you can kind of see how you compare with people of a similar ability. And there's also lots and lots of medals. I think there's 421 medals you can collect, but kind of based on performance achievement. So that kind of gives you an extra bit of motivation in certain areas to try and hit certain shots, achieve certain things, to kind of tick those off and try and progress as you go along. And that's kind of what the app is all about. It's helping you progress and improve. Obviously, it's giving you the GPS information to help your strategy. And while it is pretty basic, it still gives you enough information, I think, to enable you to hit the right club for the situation at hand. And then that performance analysis after, I think, is really going to help tailor your improvement. I found the battery life to be really good as well. Off a full charge, I found the V3 to lose just under half its charge. So you should be able to get 2 rounds out of it from a full charge. So all in all, the ShotScope V3, I've been very impressed with it. It comes in at £209.99. So yeah, on its own, it's one of the cheaper GPS watch options you can buy, but you know, you factor in the shot tracking functionality as well. Yes, it's not perfect, but I think it definitely has the potential to improve not only your strategy, but also your performance by targeting your weaknesses and knowing where you need to improve. So hopefully this has given you a really good insight into what the ShotScope V3 is all about. Thoroughly recommend you give it a try. I'm definitely going to keep using it because of how seamless it is, and really because of the way it's been designed with this silicone strap. It fits nice and compactly on your wrist, doesn't move about when you swing or when you're walking. So really, when you put it on, you don't notice you're wearing it. I think that's one of the big boxes you need to tick with a GPS watch. It now comes in 5 different colour options as well. Guys, I hope you found that review helpful. If you've got any questions, do let me know in the comments section and I'll try and answer as many as I can. But for now, from Burley Park Golf Club here in Stamford, it's goodbye from me. I'll see you next time.